Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
We've heard it before and we're going to hear it a lot more this year. Build more affordable homes as the housing crisis becomes a key battleground in the race for City Hall. Today, the Conservative mayoral candidate, Zac Goldsmith, was joined by the Prime Minister at a housing development in Barking to set out his vision. Meanwhile, his main rival, Sadiq Khan, claims that it's Labour that would deliver more affordable properties. Our political correspondent, Carl Mercer, reports.
It's not hard to find this in London at the moment. Almost everywhere you look, there's building work going on. And soon it won't be hard to find this. Candidates to be London's next mayor in high-vis and hard hats. There is much pointing still to be done. May's election is 4 months away, but already the main candidates seem to think one issue will dominate the next 120 days.
We need a mayor who's going to fix the housing crisis.
Housing is the #1 concern in London by far.
The most important issue for Londoners is clearly housing.
Everyone's top issue in London is housing.
It's an issue we're going to be hearing a whole lot more of. Perhaps then, no surprise that the Prime Minister chose to make a national housing announcement with the man his party wants to be mayor.
I think Zac would be an excellent mayor. I mean, even as the candidate, he's already been twisting my arm up my back to get better funding for the police in London, to make sure that when we sell high-value council homes, that money is invested into new affordable houses. Zac has proved in Richmond how he can get things done for Londoners, and I think he'd be an excellent mayor, and I'm happy to be out here supporting him today.
That fares freeze. Happy New Year.
Labour's Sadiq Khan was campaigning on fares today, telling commuters they won't pay more if he's mayor, but agrees finding homes that Londoners can afford will be the key issue.
8 years of a Conservative mayor in City Hall doing almost nothing to fix the housing crisis. I got a plan. My plan is to set up a Homes for Londoners under my direct control in City Hall, saying to developers from now onwards, at least half of all new homes that are built, that are given permission for, should be genuinely affordable.
I'm actually doing something about this. I'm working with government. I've secured an amendment to the housing bill which ensures that every high-value council house that is sold results in 2 new affordable homes being built. I've done that by working with the Prime Minister, with the Chancellor, with the Housing Minister, not simply shouting from the sidelines, which as far as I can see is what Sadiq Khan has been doing.
It's likely the Goldsmith-Khan battle will decide London's next mayor, but others will have a say.
You will see a lot more of this coat now. It was bought a few months ago. This is a little election outfit.
It's no coincidence that Caroline Pidgeon's new coat is almost in party colours.
Well, this election is wide open. You've got a fresh slate of candidates, and I'm the candidate who's got 8 years' experience at City Hall looking at the issues that Londoners face and being able to put forward credible options to try to solve some of those issues that we all face in London.
The Greens actually came third in the race to be mayor last time round, but are targeting picking up seats on the London Assembly.
That's where you've got the best chance of electing more Greens. That's where you've got the best chance of putting us in a position of power again. We were the casting vote on the mayor's budget for 4 years under Ken Livingstone.
There is much campaigning still to be done. Those who work on the sites, though, might not want too many visits from politicians. It can, after all, hold up the actual work of building houses.
And Carl joins me now. Housing, clearly a key battleground, but you and I both know that there's going to be months of hard campaigning ahead. What other issues will come into play?
Yeah, 120 days to go, and it's a bit like the Advent calendar. I'm ticking them off as I go without any little chocolates behind the doors at the moment, unfortunately. But as you say, there will be other issues. We saw a bit of it today. Sadiq Khan out campaigning on transport. That's going to be possibly the second most important issue after housing. There'll be more announcements we're expecting later in the week, both from Labour, from Lib Dems, and the Greens also targeting transport as one of their key issues. But I think there's probably a bigger issue for all of the candidates involved in this election. This is not going to be like any of the other mayoral races we've seen. We've had 4. The first one, there was this big battle with Ken Livingstone against the Labour Party, essentially. Then we had the bit of Ken going back to rejoin the Labour Party, and then for the last 2 elections we've had the Ken v Boris show, haven't we? 2 of the great big characters in British politics. This time round, I wonder how far you get if you took out pictures of all of the candidates around the high streets of London and said, do you want this man or this woman to be the next mayor of London? I think a lot of Londoners at the moment will go, who he, who she? That's going to be a real challenge for them. But it also presents an opportunity for the candidates and for the parties getting policy rather than personality onto the agenda of what traditionally and historically has been a personality contest.
Interesting. Carl, thanks very much. Our political correspondent, Carl Messer.